Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, you're super welcome. In this channel, we teach everything relationship. Yes, everything about you and your relationship. And I'm sure you will want to stay to the end of this video, because in this video, I'll be sharing with you 6 tips that can actually destroy your relationship. I mean, those things that if you do them, it will end up destroying the relationship. Even a God-ordained relationship, even a relationship that everybody can literally see that this relationship is supposed to work. If you have these 6 behaviors that I'll be mentioning in this video, then you might just be destroying the relationship by yourself. I would like you to stay to the end of this video. If you've ever had any reason to break up from a relationship, someone break up from you because they said you did something wrong that they can accommodate or something like that, or you're currently having issues in your relationship, or you want to have a healthy relationship, I'd like you to watch this video. So I mean, definitely this video is for everyone that would actually be embarking in a relationship. You're currently in a relationship, you will be going into a relationship soon, you desire a relationship, then this video is for you. Yes, I'll be sharing with you those 6 things that if you keep doing in your relationship, it will destroy the relationship. So the first behavior that I'll be talking about is lack of communication. Like, we all know that, we've heard that communication is the backbone of a relationship. And when we talk about communication, we know that communication goes far more than what we speak out. There's something called verbal and non-verbal when it comes to relationship, and every of these things apply to your relationship. Yes, it is not every time that your partner is saying something that they have to open their mouth to say it. There are some times that they are communicating with you without talking at all, and your capacity to get the information of what they are passing to you is what actually means that you heard them actually trying to communicate with you. Me nodding my head now in affirmation shows that I can actually agree with you on something or what we are discussing on, and this is just the way it is. Or me nodding in disagreement actually shows that I'm not agreeing. So they are verbal, and then there's non-verbal communication, and any form of it that is lacking in your relationship might just destroy the relationship on its own. Communication is so powerful to the point that on its own it can destroy the relationship. Communication is the way you express your heart to the other person, how you voice your heart to the other person. You know, when it comes to relationship, this is a complete person. Like, you are in a relationship with complete person who has their own mind, their own desire, their own interest, and all of those stuff. I mean, every of the things they want are totally different. Like, their own mind, they can think on their own, they can make decisions on their own. And because of all of these factors, it is very necessary that we communicate so that we can always be on the same page. And how do we communicate? It can be like sitting down to talk about it, or you observe that they are brooding about something, just their body language is able to tell you that this thing is bothering them, and bringing it up and talking about it, or trying to adjust if it is just something you need to work on, can just be a good thing just for you to do for your relationship. So the next thing that we'll be talking about, the second behavior we'll be talking about that is capable of destroying a relationship, is lack of empathy. This is so big. Like, I mean, any relationship that will thrive actually thrive on empathy, because when it comes to thinking about other people, we can become so selfish that we don't even carry them along. We don't see them, we don't see that they are also going through one thing or the other. Come to think of it, that dinner is not ready on time, and all you see is just that you're a victim of the fact that you don't eat on time. What about the person cooking it? What about the person spending time to stand and preparing it? Why not have empathy on her and be like, I know it is actually very stressful on you, but I would like to have this dinner early, instead of shouting on them or just changing it for them or just raising your voice. Having empathy actually give room for us to put on another person's shoe. And if you don't put on the other person's shoe in a relationship, like, I mean, it won't take time before the relationship will end, because you will always be the victim of everything that happened, the lack of finance, the lack of resources, the lack of love, and whatever is happening, even when you know that they're actually busy with work and it is affecting the level of intimacy you have in the relationship. Lack of empathy is actually something very big that you actually need to work on as a person. You can't just let it be and just let it slide and just do it your own way and just leave them, let them be. If they are in pain, you don't care. If they are happy, you don't care. No, it can't work that way. You need to constantly be in their shoes and be like, these things I want to say right now, how would it be to them? How would they feel? If that same thing is said to me, how would I feel? Despite the fact that you are the man of the home, if you nag or you shout on the other person, because you are the man and you're the one in control. How would you feel if somebody just shouted on you? So thinking about how you would feel would actually help you to be constructive in your manner of approach with your partner, and it will also strengthen your relationship. When the other person is so convinced that you love them so much, you are always caring for them, watching their back, it strengthens the relationship a whole lot more. So not having empathy in a relationship is a behavior that can actually destroy a relationship. The third thing we'll be talking about is lot of criticism. Yes, this is a situation where you criticize them for everything. It's just literally like they are walking on eggshell. Like I can't even imagine it that I'm in a relationship and I'm cooking and I'm literally feeling like, let me not put too much salt so that my husband will not complain. Let me not put too much of pepper so that my husband will not complain. And my husband is like, let me not stay indoors so that my wife will not complain. Like, they are just walking on eggshell. You're just both walking on eggshell. Every of this kind of thing will destroy a relationship. A relationship where you can't constructively put out your heart to the other person, communicating rightly without criticizing them. I mean, when you even criticize the other person, you're actually taking the role of a parent. Like, it's like your wife or your husband having another father or mother still training them. That's what it looks like when you're constantly criticizing them, constantly talking about where they put the soap dish. They're not your child and they are full matured person. One thing you need to learn is how to accommodate them. In my last video, I talked about how you can actually be able to accommodate your partner and every stages that relationship go through. I talked about that in my last video, and I'm sure you would like to go watch it out. In case you've not watched it, just go watch it out. And I'll also be linking a video where I explain everything you need to know about relationship, to the point of how you can communicate rightly, how you can understand your partner very well. I will be adding the link of that video to the description of this video. Just go watch it out once you're done watching this video. So let's go back to criticism in relationship. This is just like them walking on eggshell, you parenting them, teaching them principles of life, teaching them disciplines of life. But the truth is that when we think about life in general, there's actually no 100% right way for doing something. That exact same thing you're complaining and like the way you fold your clothes, you don't fold it well, you don't fold it well. When you put your clothes, you don't put it in the basket well. Some of it are always hanging. The truth is that if you as a perfectionist meet another person who is also extreme in their own perfection, they will tell you that the way you even put clothes in the basket is wrong. So when it comes to us living together as partner, you need to get it that you just need to understand it that you are two different people, two different backgrounds, two different upbringings, two different life experiences, and having to live together like in harmony and in peace. Then you need to learn how not to criticize them. You need to learn how not to criticize them. You can't be scolding them all the time. You can't be shouting on them all the time. This is enough to tell them. It even squeeze love out of a relationship. Like, think about it that somebody is criticizing you all the time. Then when would you have the time to appreciate them for what they did, rather tell them thank you for how they did it and what they did not do? Because when you constantly criticize, you won't have the room to appreciate them for the things they did and the things they did well, because you need to just change your mindset, change your sights from what you see. You can determine what you will be seeing about the other person. I choose to see my husband as a very perfect person. I choose to see my husband as somebody who is caring, hardworking, putting in efforts for the relationship, and this will actually prevent me from criticizing him, like saying you would have done more, because I can literally feel that he's really trying for this home, because he is. And I don't actually mean that you shouldn't express your mind. No, I'm saying that you can look for a constructive way to say it. You can even say it by appreciating them rather than constantly criticizing them and taking the role of a father or a mother, constantly scolding, constantly shouting on them, constantly complaining about what they did and what they did not do. No, don't do this. This is actually going to destroy your relationship. So if you're currently in a relationship, you don't have to criticize your partner. The fourth thing we'll be talking about is lack of respect. Respect is very, 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 very important when it comes to having a relationship and that relationship working. When you no longer respect the other person, you know what happens? Disrespect setting. That means that you no longer value them. You no longer put them into perspective. You do your own thing your own way. You don't even care about how they feel or how they think about you. You're just on your own. You're doing it your own way. And if you keep doing it this way, you will destroy the relationship. I mean, even a relationship with someone that really loves you so dearly, if you don't respect the other person, knowing how to talk to them, like I said earlier, the manner at which you talk, when you express that same thing you want to say, sometimes what you want to say is not wrong, but the manner at which you said it was wrong, and it is enough to destroy the other person's self-esteem. It is enough to destroy the other person's value about their self. And I'm sure you don't want to do this in a relationship. You don't want it to be that when they met you, their self-esteem became destroyed, their value became destroyed, and they even start losing interest in themselves. No. What you want to do is to appreciate them, respect them, give them the value they deserve, carry them along, tell them this is and this is what I'll be doing now. Do things that you are sure will strengthen their emotion, will strengthen the relationship, will build the relationship more and more. I mean, relationship is very easy if you put in the right effort into doing the right thing, because when you're very deliberate with doing the right thing, like not criticizing them excessively, even when you know they are doing wrong thing, it's not everything that they do that you talk about. Like, I remember something happened today, and my husband actually likes groundnut a lot, and he just munch on the groundnut. The bottle every second he just pick it, he eat it, he picks it, he eat it. And oftentimes I'll be like, babe, this why you're always eating this groundnut this much and like this at this level. It won't last and all of those stuff. I will just like talk and I express the way I feel. But at some point I just felt like, when groundnut finish, everybody would rest from it. Is that not? And I just stopped talking about it. So he did it again today. He went to the bottle immediately we came back from church, and he started pouring it again like 2 months. I just looked and I just removed my eyes like I did not see anything happening. You know what happened? He kept on staring at me, At some point I said, you want me to talk, right? I won't say anything. Like, he was expecting that this babe would actually complain. She would just, well, for us, it's not even necessarily like I'm complaining or nagging or anything. I just say it like, this one you're focusing on this groundnut. Today is just on the 2. You've ate it like 4 times today only, and is there nothing else to eat? There are other things in this house you can eat and all of those stuff. But the fact that I didn't even say anything today, he felt very much shocked and like, baby, did not say anything, and he went to return the bottle. You know what that means? So it's not every time that you have to complain about it. It's not every time you have to nag about it. It's not every time you have to criticize them about it. And it's not every time you have to disrespect the other person. Learn to respect them in the midst of it all. Take it as a privilege to be in a relationship with them. I think when we begin to see relationship like that, it helps us to value the other person, respect the other person. Come to think of it, that you see it as a privilege to be in relationship with this person. No, think about it that way. Would you run your mouth anyhow on them? Would you abuse them? Would you use negative words on them? You won't do any of that. No. If you find it that I'm very, very much privileged to be in a relationship with this person, them agreeing to be in a relationship with you is a privilege. You agreeing to be in a relationship with them is a privilege. And I think if we see it this way, it will be very much easier to respect one another. Think about it that if they are not there, how would your life be? I understand that you can do life on your own, but their presence is actually making 1 or 2 things easy. You have somebody to call, you have somebody to send an errand, you have somebody to share your emotions with, you have somebody to spend your life with. And I mean, this is the beautiful part of relationship. And when you see it this way, you see their value, you see how reasonable they are, you will begin to respect them, you begin to appreciate their presence in your life, and this will actually help the relationship to grow more. So the 5th thing we'll be talking about is having a lot of expectation from a relationship. Yes, some people enter a relationship with the mindset that their partner is to do this, their partner is to do that, their partner is to do this one. So even when the other person is lacking or does not have capacity to accomplish it, they begin to feel like as if the relationship is over. Their attitude will change. Imagine a woman that you did not just give her money just a day, and she has started using negative words on you. She's insulting you, she's abusing you, and you're like, babe, is this still the same me? It's me that used to give you money. Like, why would you just start abusing me just because I don't have enough as I used to give you before, or I lost my job or something? Like, I mean, things just happen. Life happens to us generally. And when we come into relationship with a lot of expectation of the fact that your joy relies on the other person, let me hint you with this, that when it comes to relationship, let your joy be from you 100%, because nobody is even capable of giving you joy when you don't have it. It is an extension of the joy, the love, and the happiness in your heart that you give to your relationship. I would advise you that ensure that there is already joy in your heart. You know how to control your emotions, you know how to control your anger and all of these things. Build it. It is possible. Build it, and you would actually be able to enjoy relationships. So not having a lot of expectation can help to maintain a relationship, compared to the fact that because you are a woman, as the man is supposed to pay the bills in the home, as a man is supposed to cater for you, as a man is supposed to, you just have a lot of things. A man is supposed to buy you Brazilian hair, a man is supposed to buy you this and this makeup brand is what a man, like the man you should marry, should give to you, and you just have a lot of it in your mind. And as a man, you just have it in mind that a woman is supposed to cook for you, a woman is supposed to do this. I agree that these are like shared roles, and it is actually important for us to share roles in relationship so that many things will be done and accomplished. But what about the person not having capacity at the moment to do it? Would it not start affecting the relationship? Is it like, because like in that video we explained the stages of relationship, we explained the fact that changes happen in life. It happens to us even as human. Even when you're not in a relationship with anybody, personal changes happen to you. The job you were actually working with before, they never needed as much staff as they need again, and they laid off some staff. It affects you as a person, right? So things like this happen often. How do we cope with them when they come? What about if your partner is not feeling fine? And I truly agree that she's the one that is supposed to cook, but would you expect somebody that is actually very sick to still be cooking for you? This shows you lack empathy, yes. And this is why we have to talk about empathy as a basic thing that destroys relationship. So learning how to reduce your expectation, knowing that I'm going into this relationship to serve this other person, it creates room for you to be able to accommodate their flaws. It creates room for you to be able to accommodate them and accommodate even the days that they don't have strength to do as much as they used to do. So not having too much of expectation is the best thing you can do for yourself. So the sixth thing we'll be talking about is fighting fairly. You know, I had to put this as part of this video because every relationship would always have a fight. Yes, it is part of it. Like if our tongue and our teeth fight all the time, so who are we not to fight? Coming from different background, coming from different life experiences. I mean, marrying somebody at 30 or 25 or 27 or 28, that means the person has done a bit of life. Not even a bit, a lot, because 28 years of being in existence has framed their mind, framed their life, framed different part of them. And coming in contact with them, having a relationship with them, you should expect some little glitch to happen. You should expect some little friction to happen, and this is why it is necessary that you fight fairly. Know what are you fighting for. Like, don't just be like this to say that women are always emotional being, they can't control their emotion and all of those stuff. I used to say that you can't control it. I have a video where I explain about temperament. If you would like to know about your temperament, the link of the video will be part of the description of this video. Just go watch it out. I mean, I explain everything about temperament because this is one thing that can even help you to fight fairly. It helps you to know you yourself, why you do the things you do, and then it helps you to understand the other person, why they do the things they do. You know, when it comes to life and relationship, we're always like, why are you so sluggish? Why are you not as smart as I am? And all of those stuff. The other person might not necessarily be sluggish like you think, although you see it as sluggish when you think about it, but they are just analyzers. They are people who like things to be done rightly, so they take their time to analyze, to jot down, to cross-check before they take their actions. And sometimes you might say they are sluggish with their activity. So learning other people's temperament, knowing why they do what they do, and liking them for who they are is one thing that can help the relationship. So in a relationship, we need to learn how to fight fairly. That we won't fight in a relationship, I don't know. Sometimes it is possible when you begin to learn about temperament, love language, and personality and all of those stuff. It can help you to reduce conflict in a relationship. It can help a lot in reducing conflict in a relationship where you don't fight about even things that people expect you to fight about any longer. Yes, but at this phase when relationship is just like, I mean, even after all of the knowledge, one or two things will still happen that you still don't like about the other person. Even though you're trying to accept it, that this is who they are, you still just know in your heart that I really don't like this part of them too much. So learning how to communicate it with them in the right way is what is called fighting fairly. What am I fighting for exactly? Is it that if these clothes are not kept in the laundry basket rightly, is there anything it does to me? If it keeps the clothes at the back of somewhere because the person is a scattered person, if I go and pick it up when I want to wash, will it reduce anything from me or add anything to me? You know, just thinking about it, that what exactly is the essence why I want to embark on this fight. if it is something that you're sure that, okay, we need to discuss this thing, we need to fight this thing through. Sometimes you might be fighting for the way the money in the home is being spent, and this might be a valid thing to fight for, because when there's financial crisis in the home, it affects a huge part of the relationship. You might be fighting for emotional stability, security, and all of those stuff. And if this is what you're fighting for, we can understand that it is worth it. But sometimes there are some minor things that the other person is not feeling too well to cook. What about you cook and serve them? How would you feel? It will bond the relationship more. So think about that exact thing you want to fight about. Think about it. Is it worth fighting for? And when I fight for it, what will I gain? Like, when I'm done with this fight, what will be the gain? Remember that in a relationship, nobody wins. We are team members. It's just like saying a football club playing with another football club, and in this our own football club, our team members, we decide to be winning against ourselves. That means that we'll actually be bringing balls to our home to come and score. And think about it that way, that we bring ball from the other, we see it is about to enter the other people's net, we refuse to let it enter there because I want to win in my own home. Like, I want to win in my own home, and then you carry the balls and come and score in your own home. Is it counted? It's not. Like, in life in general, it's not. So think about it. That thing I'm fighting for, is it counted in life in general? Once you see that there are things that are minor, the way they bathe, they splash water on the tiles, they splash soap everywhere, does it matter to life? Like, does it really matter to life? When you get there, you're nauseated, pour water on it, and that's fine. Like, that's fine. So think about it. They press their toothpaste from the bottom, you press your own from the top, and that is why you are keeping malice with your partner. Get off it. Does it matter to life? Like, think about it. Does it matter to life? The cocoa is that everybody brush their teeth. Is that not? And it doesn't even waste the paste or anything. So think about it very well. This thing I want to fight for, what is it for? What's the essence of this fight? And when I'm done fighting, is it for our betterment? Is it for my selfish reasons? Or is it just because I want this relationship to be better and happy? And if this is the real aim, then you can go ahead and fight, because if it is that you want the relationship to be better, but if it is all about your selfish reason, about you and you alone, then you might just need to think about it again, that it's not really hurting me. Even me, it's not really hurting me. I just don't like it, and which is fine. You can look for how to adjust. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm sure you learned a thing or two from this video, and the best way you can tell me you learned something from this video is by dropping a comment for me below. Tell me how you feel about this video. Tell me that exact thing you learned about this video. Tell me a behavior that you just cultivated in your relationship. You observed that the other one was destroying your relationship, and then you cultivated a new one and is helping your relationship. Drop it for us as a comment so that others can learn from you and from your relationship. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share. And until next time, bye.